hold on a minute. So Deadend Crow is 420 meters tall. How big must his spaceship be when he's traveling from planet to planet? Because this guy is massive and lives up to the name of Titan. Hello everyone and welcome to Anime Awakening, and today we're here to talk about chapter 179 of the Ethan Zero manga series. A chapter in where we see Holy aboard the Ethan Zero, which leads to a lot of great character interactions between herself and our crew members. So let's dive in and see what was revealed within this chapter and talk about it. Now, one interaction I thought was super wholesome and really interesting was the Pino and Holy exchange within the clothing room. Now, we do see a lot of different outfits that Holy wears throughout this segment, and the outfits that she puts on remind me of previous fairy tale characters in the sort of attire that they used to wear within that series. We've got the bunny outfit, which kind of reminded me of Urza, because I remember Urza wearing a bunny-like costume. We then have the maid outfit. Now this reminded me of Lucy's star dress Virgo. Now, while the kimono I couldn't tie down to a certain character, it could have referenced Urza, it could have referenced Kaguya. I mean, Homura within Ethan Zero wears a kimono pretty much most of the time anyway, so it could have just been that sort of fashion trend. Still though, one comment the Holy made towards Pino, in Pino being super important as an anti-bot of the crew, that was super intriguing. Now, this line leads me to think that Holy plans to use Pino's EMP to short-circuit Deadend Crow's android-like parts of his body, causing him to crash down to the ground. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And certainly, if Deadend Crow falls, it's going to leave a big crater. Now, I would imagine that the main control/electrical mechanisms for Deadend Crow's body would be located very high up off the ground, being that he is such a titan-like creature. Also, it should be protected by some very thick sort of layers of metal or protection, whatever you want to say his body is made out of. So getting Pino's EMP to affect the main body might be more difficult than we actually could expect. Still though, it leaves my mind wondering as to what Holy was actually thinking when she was telling Pino that she is going to be vital to the plan against Deadend Crow. Now then, if we thought taking down Deadend Crow would be difficult, then we need to speak about something else that was also difficult: identifying Libia's illness. Now, this segment of the chapter was really sweet and heartwarming. As though Sister wasn't able to identify the illness directly, she reassures Libia that she can and will heal her in time, thus giving this girl hope for a future. Now, of course, this also means that Libia is going to remain on the Ethan Zero for the foreseeable future. Now, this could in turn go along with the idea that I presented in my last review, where Libia has come to terms with her death, so she might give up her life to save Rebecca as a way of repaying her for giving her hope to begin with, and also for all the torment that they did in the past. I really like the lore about how both humans and android doctors study in different areas of the medical field. So if a human doctor can't find a cure for a certain illness, maybe an android doctor could. Sister stating this, along with the fact that Sister has healing ether, was perfect when dealing with a patient like Libia, because this helps calm and reassure Libia about the possibility of her being cured, thus living longer. Seeing hope being shown on Libia's face was just so heartwarming, and it genuinely put a smile on my face, even if I don't like the character all that much. However, what did also make me smile was the comedic skit on Sister trying to bond with Libia over the fact that both characters love seemingly to torment Rebecca. That was just genuinely funny. A quick theory though, Libia might actually learn what her illness is through being scanned by the scanners on Ziggy's planet. I'm referring to the one that Connor mentioned in how they scan a human to get all of their assets and traits and learn everything about them and import them into bots. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Now then, it was almost a certainty that not every crew member would be happy with the idea of Holy staying aboard the Ethan Zero. They're inviting an enemy onto their territory. Hermit, although not best pleased with this idea, accepted Shiki's orders and guided Holy around the ship. In regards to Hermit though, seeing her angry face I thought was kinda cute. Wise, as expected, was Gaga for Holy throughout this chapter, where Colleen was welcoming and friendly. Seeing her face barely fit into the panel though, that was adorable. Now then, her brother just wanted Holy to taste his hot dogs. I'm sure there's a rude joke there somewhere. Just wonder where. So off to the Spa of Eden, and this is where things got a little steamy. And no, not because the female characters were in their birthday suits, but because of the speculation that Holy drops onto our crew members. This was like a bombshell that actually made me go, whoa, okay, that's interesting. Now Holy explains that the 4 different cosmoses have another name when paired together. The Sakura cosmos is known as spring. The Aoi cosmos is known as summer. The Kaide is known as fall, while Yukino is known as winter. And according to Holy, together they're all known as the Grand Shiki Cosmos, because Shiki means all 4 seasons. She follows up that info with, are you sure it's mere coincidence? Now then, obviously this bit of lore makes everyone reading the chapter speculate on a few things. For example, was Shiki's story about him being found a lie/fabrication? Did Shiki actually come from Mother? After all, it was said that Ziggy never reached Mother, but then after a certain time he returned, and the Shining Stars had their memories altered. So did the ship's log. So maybe Ziggy did reach Mother, and she gave him Shiki. Or could Shiki gain the powers of each cosmos, or even create a new cosmos himself, by being ultimately powerful and using gravity to like kind of alter the cosmoses to bend them to his will, and then use the power that a cosmos would harness, which I'm not quite sure what that would be, but hey, just speculation. So a little piece of information, yet a massive plot device, so a great line from Holy. Rebecca's face when that reveal was stated was priceless, as she sat there dumbfounded. But I do have to ask, Holy, why did you ask if they were all from the Sakura cosmos? You said you did your homework on the crew. If that's the case, you need your systems updated if you don't know where they're all from. And finally, the information about Captain Connors, in which he provided a horrible story about his time on the planet that Ziggy is currently on. So apparently they're selecting humans to scan their skills and attributes so that they can then apply that data to their droid robot army. I am still a little bit skeptical of Captain Connors' story though, because it does sound a little bit over the top and far-fetched. It was cruel what he had to go through based on what he explained, but the fact he never ran into any androids just seems a little bit suspect, considering when we saw the planet, there were millions upon his army. Plus, we had to take into account what Ziggy actually wants to do with humans. He wants to enslave or destroy them all. So the idea of him thinking, even accepting the idea that humans have skills that are useful enough to warrant selecting them and then scanning their skills and attributes is a little bit out of character for our new antagonist. With that being said though, I think it would pose an interesting challenge for our crew if they did have to face a pilot with skills that are equal or rivaling Captain Connor's piloting skills. maybe if they were to do this because they have an android that copied Captain Connors' ability to pilot a ship, maybe it'll give Captain Connors a boost to kind of level up his own game. That'd be quite interesting. So overall, this chapter in where we bring Holy aboard the Ethan Zero, I thought was brilliant. It was comedic, it was thought-provoking, and it gave us some fun character interactions that I didn't think we were actually going to see within the series. So that, to me, was a nice surprise. Plus, I am excited to see how Deadend Crow will fight, being that he's this massive structure, and will he just kind of wave his hand and make big gusts of wind fly everywhere? Who knows? Plus, what is Holy planning? Because although she seems very cooperative and friendly in this chapter, there was that one panel where she's still plotting something once Shiki has lost his usefulness. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this chapter in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and thank you so much for watching. Have a good day, alligator, madane, goodbye.